What's going on, my Virgo collective? Welcome to your understory new moon reading. I thought about understory as the best way to exemplify this rich new moon energy that we're heading into for Leo. And yeah, we're gonna hop in. So the understory is just beneath the tree canopy. There's so much life there, right? Sunlight doesn't reach the ground quite the same way, so you'll find trees can only grow something like 15 feet. It's a place of a celebration of the small. To quote Robin Wall Kimmerer in Gathering Moss, right? It's a celebration of the small, but in such a huge way, right? Because when we go for hikes, what we experience is the understory. It's such a beautiful place. That's where you get that rich smell of the woods after a rainfall. That's where you get this. It's just, there's so much happening. So much life lives there. And there's always something new blooming or blossoming or coming up. It's a rich energy. And I feel like it really does exemplify this time. So we are going to hop in. I've already, done my little intention setting and prayer before this reading. So Spirit, what messages do you have? Whoa. Okay, so we have richness and marine life. Well, I mean, like, there we go, right? But that's kind of what the understory is like. So I feel like maybe you're getting a glimpse into yourself in greater depth right now, Virgo. I know a lot of people say that you're known for your attention to the details, but I feel like there's so much purpose with which you direct your energy towards those details, right? There's so much light in the way that that's like the Virgos that I've known. It's not just the attention to the details every day. This is also like an attention to the details that light other people up. And that's like a superpower, right? Being able to focus in on those things that bring comfort, that creates, because it's a creation of stability, right, Virgo? So let's dive in and see what else we got here for you. And I put together a specific spread for this reading. So we have transformation and pressure. So I almost wonder whether there's like this way of, I feel like it's like you're emerging, right? Like you're emerging from this pressure. Like there's this static. It's like I'm almost seeing this, I want to say white noise, but that doesn't quite do it. I just feel like there's this buzz in the background, and it's like part of you is emerging in a way that maybe you didn't anticipate or expect you would, or maybe you're surprising other people. But I feel like there's something about surprising yourself. And I don't know, like, because when you look under the water, right, there's so much life, and sometimes it can truly surprise you to see how much is there. And sometimes I like to go on hikes and I'll just watch these areas where these little minnows are. I put them into the meditation videos at times. Where it looks like there's like this underwater highway with these fish swimming around, right? But if you think about it at the fish level, like what would that look like to them, right? What would that look like to them? And I think that there's some kind of surprise in the detail when you change your perspective a little bit here on something, Virgo. Let's see where this takes us though. So the first position here for this particular spread is the inhale, what it is that we're taking in. The next one is the exhale and how we're breathing out things that no longer serve us, but that's also a regenerative capacity as well, right? Because that act alone, what it is that we exhale, gives life to someone else, right? To something else. 333 on the time. So then on the breeze is the final position in this 3-card spread. And it is essentially, I think about that as, spores traveling on the breeze. I think of the wind in the woods as being like the internet, right? So it's like the internet for animals. So what is it that Spirit's trying to tell you that, not everyone else can see or understand completely, but that's still there. So we have the 10 of Cups, harmony. That's what you're inhaling, which is beautiful. A lot of water in this, though, Virgo. So you could have water placements or particularly strong water placements. And I think so. Dolphins in dreams. So I had a dream where I was swimming with dolphins. This was like last week. I had a dream where I was swimming with dolphins, and it was on this, like, I don't know. Anyway, I was swimming with dolphins, and I looked up the meaning of it, and dolphins are intuitive connection. There's a lot of joy that's coming to you. That's the 10 of Cups, right? There's a lot of joy. And it was such a visceral thing. Like I could feel the skin of the top fin as I had placed my hand, just like this, like so that you didn't like hurt it, right? So then the fin would be here. So it was just such a delicate way, but right down to feeling that it's like it was slimy. It was funny. But there was so much joy in that, and they were taking me to this place that I needed to go. But it's almost like allowing yourself to be led is really what that was. Like allowing yourself to be led by synchronicities, by messages, by your intuition as well. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands. It's interesting that the interpretation in this particular deck is stress, because I feel like the Seven of Wands can be a card of advocating for yourself, but also advocacy. So it could be advocating, it could be advocacy for your happiness, like being able to reach for that and wanting to do it fearlessly for yourself, right? For yourself. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is clinging to the past. Interesting. So on the breeze, so I think Spirit's trying to tell you that you've really got to let go of some details with the past. There's something about the past here. We'll clarify. I have bridging energy across how we get from the inhale to the exhale, and then from the exhale to this guidance, like how we let all of this in. Spirit, what messages do you have for my creative collective, please? For my Virgos. Team Virgo. So we have the Nine of Cups clarifying. So that's the inhale to this Seven of Wands. I think it's almost like, I think this is telling me more about the stress that comes from not setting good boundaries. The stress that comes from, I don't want to say mismanaging your energy, but in a way, because it's like you're trying to do all the things and you can really only do a few of them at a time. So it sort of distorts you and it almost makes you feel like you're performing, but for whom, right? For whom? And performing just, you know, we can do anything performatively, but it's the stuff that drains us, that doesn't fulfill us, that doesn't have a great deal of meaning, right? It's not mundane tasks either. It's the things that make you question your Nine of Cups, right? Because it's like you're inhaling this 10, so it's like you're looking for it. You're resonating with specific things. And this Nine of Cups, whatever it is that makes you feel like you have to perform a Nine of Cups and not be that aspect of yourself, like that has to, like, how do I word this? It's like you have to perform this sense of who you are. You have to show others something that should just be obvious if they were interested in getting to know you. Interesting. That was not where I was going at all. Thank you, Spirit. You can't see it, but my trademark furrowed ass eyebrow is like I have the shelf on my eyebrow right now. That's curious. That does make sense though. Like, you know, there are times with some friends that I've had where what should be really obvious just isn't, right? So it's like, where can you be your, not just your best self, but your whole self, right? You know, where can you be your whole self? I don't know why this story's coming up. Okay, Spirit, holy crap. It was so loud. God. So I think about being my whole self, and like one of my friends and I, we have a it's kind of turning into like a biannual put shit on Charlie's head day, and where I'll just, you know, we walk through stores at different times of year and just, you know, put ridiculous decorations on my head. I walked up to her in a craft store with moose antlers on, and that's how that's how I got into a freaking BuzzFeed article as one of the photos, which is, that was great. But it's those types of things that are like, that's you being you, right? My friend just gets that I have this ridiculous, silly side that comes out, and, you know, she riffs off of that, and it's fun for us, right? Like, it's a way that we can engage with one another, but it doesn't have to be pulled out. It's not something I have to perform, because it's just where we go when we're connecting, right? So it's like these aspects of yourself that if it was in the wrong context, it would be draining because people wouldn't get you. Spirit, can you give me some info about how we're going from this exhale to the guidance from you meeting my Virgos where they are? Knight of Swords. A lot of clarity. Yeah, you really do. I think the message here is that you're going to have to, things might move pretty quickly. They might move pretty quickly. You might need to move pretty quickly, or just act judiciously, act very clearly, right? You have to be quite decisive in this energy, this Knight of Swords, because there's going to be, it might feel tempting to be in this Five of Cups energy of clinging to the past, and clinging to the past just meaning disappointment, right? It's like this mental distortion. It's mental clutter is what it's coming across as. And you might feel like concepts are a little bit abstract, and you're going to have to be pretty decisive and move towards what you want. You're going to have to move towards what you want, because I feel like it's going to be tempting to look back, not because of anything in the past, but because it's something that you're comfortable with, right? Like you're used to it, but that doesn't mean that it was comfortable. Like that doesn't mean that it was good. So, and it's not about, I don't see it as being a person as yet. I think it's just more a way of thinking. The way that this is coming through is a way that your thinking is affecting your emotional flow, a way that your thinking is affecting your emotions. Yeah. Spirit, what messages do you have for my Virgos? Virgo collective, please. So we have the Four of Cups. I just heard the word distraction. Like you might feel like, I feel like this is almost, the Four of Cups in this particular deck is almost like a variation on the Five of Cups, where it's like, or sorry, the Four of Pentacles, where you have to like protect what you have. And this is, I think, being a little bit protective of your heart, right? Being a little bit skittish or scurrying about, like easily startled about your heart. Or heart center, maybe your dreams, like the things that you're hoping for. But why? The Fool. I think that the new is a little bit, yeah, and there's, okay, so I'm going to put both of these down. Like I said, the Four of Pentacles, and then it's like, oh, I'm right here. Roll call, right? Like, so I think that this is about, there's a new start here. You know this. I feel like it would not shock me if the High Priestess came flying out here. You know this, and I think that there's an aspect of you that's being reborn with this process, or it's like expressing this reborn part of you, but I feel like there's a bit of steering by starlight. It's a healing process for you, but I think that there's an aspect of this that is taking a bit of a leap of faith. And the Fool is, you know, I think about the Hierophant as like faith in a system, faith in an institution, in a ritual, in a practice. That's something that grounds you, right? It's very Taurian energy. Well, it is Taurian energy. It's not very, it just, it is. But this is, I think, faith in yourself. Right? I think that the Fool is having faith in yourself and knowing that you can handle whatever comes. And that's why this leap, 12-12 on the time, is so rich. That's why this leap forward is so rich for you. And the Four of Pentacles is, I think that this is a little bit of seeing how this works, right? So we think about this Five of Cups, right? Like this kind of mental clutter. But then if you look at the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups, it's like this is what it actually looks like and does to your energy. This is what it looks like on the outside, but this is what's actually happening on the inside to your energy when you hold on too tightly, when you're like, you've got that tight grip on something, where things are not flowing, where things are not moving. And yeah, I feel like you may not trust yourself. You may not have a lot of faith in yourself. But the key is to realign your perspective and your thoughts. This is air, very air energy, the Fool and the Star, Aquarian energy, and elemental air. So Uranian energy. It's very new. Like it's like something, maybe a bit of a breath of fresh air, right? Like that cool, I'm picturing how like on an October night, October is one of my favorite months, next to Christmas, my birthday month, not so much, like it is, but you know, for me, it's always like fall, like, you know, Octobers that are cool, where it's nighttime and you can see the stars and everything's really clear, and it's not cool enough that you need a jacket, but just like a really thick sweater is good, right? Like that kind of cool air, and I feel like that's that crispness, right? There's something that's just, things are clarifying. They're clarifying, and it could be a season of your life that you're entering into as well, which is beautiful, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Spirit, what messages do you have for my Virgo collective, please? So the Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay. We have the Two of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Nine of Wands, as well as the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you have reason to be, it's this performative energy where it's like you might feel like that's how you won trust before, or like that's maybe the process of trusting in general that you feel like you had to go through to connect with others. because this, so we have the Two of Cups here, which tends to be, again, soulmate card. I mentioned this in Taurus because it showed up there too, but it tends to be a card of connection. I think of this as a soulmate or soul bond of some kind. But again, we have this seven, right? Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords. Like there's an unwillingness to just trust it, right? So you have to like sleep with one eye open, right? Like it's this energy of needing to protect, but there's a need for you to let go. And that's what's showing up here is a lot of this like Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups. Like I have to protect, I have to protect, I have to protect, right? I have to protect because of these old stories to do with the past. So you've really got to let it go. And, you know, we say that and then it's like, what does that mean in practical application? It means knowing that whatever comes your way, however different it is from the past, however unfamiliar, you have what it takes within you to handle those changes. You have what it takes within you to affect change for yourself, and that declaring what's important to you isn't going to make the sky fall. Like, you know, and doing things that are important to you and for you are not going to be the worst thing that happens, because if it is, then that situation and scenario just isn't for you, right? And being really firm about that and understanding that you're not an asshole for wanting your life to be of really good quality. Like you're not that, right? So just keeping that in mind. I do feel, though, that there's this sort of ending of a cycle here with this, because we have the Nine of Wands where it's almost like it's like ascending this kind of staircase made of these hardships to get the bigger picture, right? I almost see this as the Light Seers Tarot Hierophant, which is really interesting. The Light Seers Tarot Hierophant card has, let's see if it shows up very quickly and efficiently here. It has this staircase that the teacher is sitting at the bottom of, right? That the teacher is sitting at the bottom of. And I feel like it's gateways to knowledge, right? This is like really hard won. This is hard won knowledge, right? You ascend that kind of staircase of knowledge based on the hardships. These are the lessons that you had to learn, or lessons learned from that frustration, disappointment. And then, you know, in that one, that's what I think of in the way that it's showing up here. So it's maybe that these things are teaching you really important lessons, and looking at the disappointments and saying, why was I needing to be in that energy? And do I actually need to anymore? I mean, free clue, no, no, but I think it's helping you to see something, to see the makings of something much longer term. Ten of Pentacles. It's helping you to invest in yourself, but then also to invest in a future. We have two tens here. We have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles, which are, and the Nine of Cups too, which is like wish fulfillment. A lot of wishes coming true here. Some of it is because you invested in yourself and in specific paths and in healing, and then others are because you invested in yourself, and it's giving you like the Nine of Cups to me shows up as it's like investing in yourself and emotional fulfillment, right? Investing in your heart space and healing and being ready, so that when a Ten of Cups shows up, you know there's like a resonance because you have the nine, so you can recognize the ace, right? You can recognize what's there. So on the Five of Cups, we have the Magician. Five of Cups, Magician. Spirit, what messages do you have for the Magician? That's Gemini energy. But again, this is that aspect of like you have everything you need, right? It sounds so trite. I used to get so pissed. I would hear it and there's Gemini on the bottom again. And there's the High Priestess. Oh, beautiful. You know this, right? I used to get a little bit miffed when people would say, you have everything you need. Because I'd be like, no, I don't. But I think that the key is that you have this knowing that you can handle it. That is the everything that you need, right? That's the everything that you need. So we have two Gemini cards coming out here. You could have Gemini placements, or if I'm getting that this is more, it could be relationship oriented more so, specifically with like the Star, the Fool, the Ten of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Two of Cups. Like, come on, let's be real here, right? That's kind of what that is. It could also just be a different way of doing relationships or connecting with people, right? If you're not looking for a romantic relationship. But there's a lot of Gemini energy, a lot of Mercury energy here. And the High Priestess did show up. So where I said before, like, it's like, you know this, though. There's something that you have a deep knowing about. And, you know, that tells me everything I need to know about that. Because it's sort of resonating in the perfect ways. And there's a lot of majors coming out in this particular row where it's like, you know this and you're moving forward accordingly. I almost see the Lovers and the Magician as like the energy of knowing what you need to do and being this, it's being, oh my gosh, there's like 4 different words trying to get through one friggin' lane. you're in a very powerful place, not just as a manifester, but as someone who's co-creating relationships, who's creating with your words, with your heart, knowing what you want to invest in. There's like this way that life is very malleable beneath your hands right now. And I feel like the Lover's card is a way that that's true in relationship, and like that's the co-creation aspect, you as a creator and then co-creating. So it's almost like there's an activation of this power in every area of your life, right? And that's where this possible transformation and pressure is coming from, Virgo. And it might be a pressure that you feel. It's almost like I'm picturing it as like a ringing in your ears, where it's like you hear it, but it's not something that's like overwhelming and painful. It's not something along those lines. So we have the Magician, the Lovers, the High Priestess. What else do you have for me, Spirit? What else have you got for me? And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like you don't need to... I feel like you're organized. You're organized. Of course you are, Virgo. The details are being taken care of by Spirit. So your job right now is to be in this 9 of Cups place, and also to be in this 10 of Cups. I almost see this as like acting as if feeling the harmonization of what you want coming towards you, allowing this kind of dolphin energy to lead you, right? To lead your energy, to move you forward. I feel like that is the key. That is the big thing that needs to happen. Is just letting go and remembering spirits in the details. So whatever this represents, be it a relationship, a creative project, anything along those lines, there's not that much for you to do other than savor. There's not that much for you to do other than enjoy. And I think that might be a departure from the way that you've operated in the past. So it's almost like releasing these details, like releasing the being in this planning mode, because that might make you feel like Spirit is operating in a Knight of Pentacles way, very slow, methodical, processual, very, very, dedicated, yes, but it might make you feel a little bit frustrated with the pace. But the story here is in the savoring. So that's where this Knight of Pentacles is slow. Like once you make this decision, you make up your mind about something. And this could just be making up your mind never to do something again, never to feel a specific way again, in a positive way, right? Like not in a negative way. Like I'm never going to allow myself to feel that small again. 2-2 on the time, right? I'm never going to allow myself to feel that small. I'm only going to I'm going to feel big from now on. I'm going to take up space from now on. Like those types of things that we can commit to. And I think that's kind of what this is representing here, Virgo. So there's a bit here, and it kind of like went a little bit, but if this resonated, do give this a like and subscribe. That's what I've got for you for this new moon energy. There's things that are coming and they're on their way, but it's almost like the best way to navigate the challenges that come up and things where you may doubt yourself is by remembering your why, staying dedicated to the path as it shows up, trusting in any new beginnings and fresh starts, because Spirit's taking care of the details more than what you can understand, and it is heading towards something that you've been wanting for a really long time, and perhaps planning for, right? Laying a lot of the seeds and foundations so that when those pentacles that represent relationship, those pentacles that represent career satisfaction or job satisfaction, friendship, familial satisfaction, like all of those things, whatever that represents to you, all of it's coming together into a solid foundation. I'm hearing cohere. It's like coming together. So Virgo, you got to trust it. You got to trust that Spirit's got the details. Marvel at the richness of things as they unfold around you. So that's what I have for you. If this resonated, give it a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you on the channel. There are other ways you can connect with me therein. And if you're joining me from my subscriber base, thank you. I really appreciate you. So thank you for that. And if this is where we part, though, wherever this finds you on the time-space continuum, morning, afternoon, or night, I hope that it finds you very, very well, my friends. Take care.